I graduated on 18th of November, only to be shoved back into the education system. Hopefully this one won't be as horrible as my previous experiences. Hello everybody, I'm the Spectral Gamer, and today I'm going to be covering Pokemon Violet and why it's a game you should be playing. We'll be covering the story, gameplay, game design, all that interesting stuff. So why don't we just jump right into it? So this game has a lot of aspects to its story. Like, to be honest, I doubt I'll even be able to cover all of it, as like all the stuff that I've wanted to talk about. Like, starting off with the Pokemon League. Just like every other Pokemon game, you have a Pokemon League that you can play, like that you can try and defeat and become the greatest trainer of all time. And then you've got other aspects such as a more meaningful story with Operation Starfall. Which honestly is a really well thought out story and honestly speaks to a real issue of being in a school system, especially in like from the 2000 to now, like dealing with bullying to a really large extent. It honestly brings to light a lot of issues that happen within a lot of education systems around the world, and it's something that should be touched on a lot more. And then finally you have the Titans, which you basically feed to your respective ride Pokemon, which allows you to upgrade, to go faster while riding, to glide, to climb, all of that interesting stuff to open up exploration a lot more. And yeah, honestly, I can't fault them with this. It was such a great idea to add in new details to make exploration fun and more compelling. It honestly created a lot more to do in than just regular Pokemon games, adding a meaningful story, adding something to help with further progression, like getting to more different places, and then the main story that everyone really loves by itself, and something that has made the games what they are today. Honestly, the story was amazing. All the small aspects and everything, it opened up so much. And honestly, as someone who plays these games on a regular basis, it really connected with me to a lot of issues that I've had personally that made me feel a lot more recognized by these creators. Okay, so let's jump into the gameplay aspects for it. Honestly, the gameplay was amazing. Like, yeah, there's a few things that I didn't really like about it, such as the Terror Orb. To be honest, I didn't feel like the game really needed it. I felt like the Terror Orb was kinda... It was a good idea. I just feel like its execution was a little lacking. Like, my main complaint with it was the design that it gave each Pokemon. Like, it kind of gave each Pokemon the same sort of design additions with the typing, which I feel like it could have been changed a bit, but that's a small issue. The ride Pokemon was a great idea, and the fact that you had to complete Titans, when you completed a Titan, it actually added to your ride Pokemon, allowing you to do more stuff, like glide, climb, jump higher. It just kind of made the world feel a bit more open and kind of gave you incentive to go and get these upgrades to explore the entire region. It was such a great idea, and honestly, absolutely amazing. The Pokemon battles were also really good. Like, it stuck to the same formula as always. However, with the Team Star bases, having to actually send Pokemon out to fight instead of just doing a one-on-one battle like you normally do, it kind of added a new type of spice to these bases. Like, bringing a new sort of way of dealing with an obstacle. Because I would have felt really bored if I had to just go through these bases with one-on-one battles constantly. However, having them as able to actually just send out Pokemon, move on, send them out again, like, it just kind of made these areas quick but also really enjoyable. Also helped with my OCD a little bit. Now, on the topic of game design, the characters in the game are absolutely amazing, with Penny being a really keep-to-herself kind of person, but genuinely caring about everyone that she interacts with, not wanting to hurt their feelings. Also, the fact that she is into anime and video games, and I am 100% for that. Absolute bet. Like, it is unquestionable that she is the best character. Second, Nimona. Her enthusiasm for battles and everything just is overwhelming, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of you have seen pictures of her persistence, in a way, if you catch my drift. But then you've got the new Pokemon that's come out. A lot of people were getting really upset about Sprigatito's evolutions and everything, but Florigato and Meowscarade are actually really solid. I wasn't really on board with the whole Incineroar thing, but this just kind of adds a, like, real theme behind it, instead of just, oh, you're a fighting fire type Pokemon. It actually creates a little bit of a twist to a magician, which was honestly the best, like, standing up starter that I've ever actually had. But I was also a Delphox supporter, so, you know, who am I to talk? And then there's the music. The music was well picked out with so many things, and honestly, some of the best music that's ever come out of a Pokemon game. It really just it made the world feel a little more vibrant. But in saying that, there was the downside that it was also lacking in a lot of music. It just kind of didn't have music where it should have. So you've got the ride theme for while you're riding a Pokemon out in the overworld. You've got the day one, where you're riding out in the day. And then you've got the same theme when you're riding out at night. I think it would have been better to do a Breath of the Wild type thing where you have a day and night theme, just to kind of make things a bit more compelling than just having the simple ride music. But minor complaint, I can't really argue too much against them for it, but little note.
What the dog doing?
The ending to this game was absolutely amazing. Like, you got two different endings depending on what you want to do. If you don't really want to complete the game and everything, and you just kind of want to deal with the Pokemon League, which honestly seems really kind of lacking for what this game offers, you can do that. And it adds a little thing where you can do a tourney after you completed the Pokemon League and everything. However, the true ending to this game, where you actually find out more about the professor, and you unlock all of these paradox Pokemon and everything. It was, honestly, the ending to that was such a great idea. I honestly never even thought of the concept of future and past Pokemon. I mean, I know we had fossil Pokemon, but I just thought that they were just kind of the only ones there. I never thought that there were Pokemon who actually evolved further down the line, and having Pokemon that we have now evolving further down that line. It was such a great idea to connect past and future. It made everything so amazing. And the designs of the crater, it had all these different biomes in the one section where you could find all of these different Pokemon. And with the ending credits, once you finish the main story, the fact that it plays an actual song instead of just kind of having credits roll with a song of the game and everything, that kind of felt... It kind of added a new aspect to the ending credits, and honestly, I loved it. I listen to the song constantly now due to the fact that I loved it so much. Like, this game has introduced me to, like, amazing stuff, and that stuff I never even thought possible. And then, after that, it shows you a picture of everyone together, like, all of your friends that you made along the way. It's really wholesome, and something that I absolutely loved. I'm not afraid to admit this. I cried, okay? I cried when this game was finished because I loved it so much. It's honestly an amazing experience. In my personal opinion, every person who's ever played a Pokemon game, and even those who just enjoy games in general, and people who don't enjoy games, I honestly think that this game is so amazing. And yeah, it did have a few difficulties to begin with and everything. Like, it did have a few bugs that kind of made performance a little lacking. And, well, I never really had too much of an issue with that. And a lot of them didn't actually stop you from completing the game. If anything, I think this game's actually been hard done by with all of these people just talking horrible stuff about it. Like, yeah, it wasn't the best when it came out, and yeah, it probably should have been pushed back a little bit to get rid of all these bugs and everything. But honestly, the story completely makes up for it. Having to actually experience this journey with all of the characters, and seeing this wide open world that allows you to explore all of these different places, it's honestly amazing. And it really captures a new way of thinking about school. Instead of thinking it as a place you just have to go to get more information and everything, it kind of gives you a way to think of it as a journey, as something that you can find many things that are truly special to you, and allows you to actually connect with other people. It's not always about the destination, it's about the journey that we take to get to that destination. And to be honest, with a lot of things, I can't really fault this game too much. And I honestly think that it deserves a lot more recognition than what it should have gotten. I highly recommend that anyone who hasn't checked out this game or has decided putting it off because of the bad reviews and everything with the bugs, honestly, I'd say just move past that. Sure, having bugs isn't nice and everything, and it might make playing the game a little bit difficult and all that, but in the end, you can still finish it, and it's honestly worth it to have this experience. This is the best Pokemon game that has ever actually been released in my eyes. And honestly, it's one that I will hold very close to my heart for being on my graduation day and for kind of giving me a way of thinking about my school life. It kind of couldn't have come at a better time for me. Anywho, I hope this has been informative, and I will see you later. Bye!